welcome to your new science class. About last class in which I sent homework, I need to tell you that I've got most of your homework. Now I need to wait for the other students to send them to me. It's okay, I'm gonna give you more time if there's something that is kind of, if you got any problem about sending it. Now we are going to do a quick review about what we studied on last class. We have in here how matter can flow depending on the state it is in. For example, we need to remember that on last class we did an experiment or something like that with some water, and water was flowing, and with an eraser, and the eraser didn't flow. But we can see here that matter in a state of liquid and gas, both states have the ability to flow, and matter in a state of solid doesn't have the ability to flow. But why is that? In order to understand that better, we need also to remember that in here, in the liquid state of matter, the particles are like this. In groups, we have in here another group, in here, but in the middle of the particle, there is a force. I'm gonna put in here, force. The force that is in here is not very strong. So, as the force in here is not strong, it's going to allow liquid to flow. Because the force is not strong, liquids can flow. Now, in the gas state of matter, the particles were like this, completely separated, remember. One in here, another in here, another in here, and in the middle of the particles, right in here, there is still a force. But the force is even weaker than the liquid is not strong at all. So as the force is not strong, it's going to allow gas to flow. Because the force in the middle of the particles is not strong. Now, we have in the other part that matter in a state of solid doesn't have the ability to flow, cannot flow like the eraser. Why? You need to remember that the particles in the solid state of matter were like this, one next to the other. They were like this, tightly packed. So the force that is between them, there is also a force, but the force that is between one particle and another is very strong. So it's not going to allow solids to flow because of the force that is between them. Okay, I'm going to give you this chart. I'm going to send it by email. So you're going to copy this in a notebook. Now we are going to move forward to the next thing to study. About how matter, we are going to see matter again. And we are going to see how it can compress and expand. I'm going to keep putting here. Matter compresses and expand. We are going to see that this happens, but not in all the states of matter. In order to do that, we are going to need this syringe with no needle, only this. And we are going to have some air in here. Now, if I put my finger in here to avoid or to prevent the air to escape, I put my finger in here and I press. This is going to become a little smaller, but just a little. Now, if I do the same thing, but put my finger in here and try to pull this, this is going to be just a little bigger. Why? Because air has the ability, or gases have the ability to compress and expand. Put it in here. Gas can compress or compresses and expands. Now, let's suppose I have water in here. I put some water. Let me see. I have some water here. Dun, 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 dun. Water. I don't know if you can see it. There is water in here. Now, if I put my finger in here and I press this is not going to compress. Why? Because of the volume, the space that the water occupies is not going to be less or more, because liquids don't have the ability to compress and to expand. The same is going to happen with a solid. Let's suppose I have this eraser and I have it like this, and I try to compress the eraser. Even when I'm doing it with all the strength I have, no, it's not going to compress. Why? Because solids don't have the ability to compress and to expand too. But why does this happen? Then we are going to go back to the particles and the force. In the gas, we have the particles separated, and the force in here is very weak. So as the force in the middle is weak, when I put it, like when I press it, when I put pressure on the container, the force is going to let the particles go a little closer. Are not going to be like that, but they are going to be closer and closer. But when I give more space to this particle, I give them more space, the particles are going to expand and take all the space available. Now, in the liquids, also again to the particles, they were like this, but the force that is in the middle of the particles is not going to allow them to be together. Water is going to be like this, and if I press water, then this is not going to be united. It's going to remain the same. And also, in the solids, as the particles are already tightly packed, there is not a lot of space between the particles. So even if I want to put some pressure on this, as there is no space, they are not going to allow solids to compress or expand. So now we know that matter only in the state of gas can compress and expand because of the force between the particles. Okay, that is going to be everything for today's class. You're not going to have homework. The only thing that you need to do is to copy something in your science notebook that I'm gonna send. That's everything for today. Have a nice day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!